want is to be treated like human beings, not to be experimented on like guinea pigs or patronized like bunny rabbits.
I don't patronize bunny rabbits.
Hey! We're recording the podcast! Shut up!
Good morning to you, wherever you are, because it is
Morning Somewhere!
for June 22nd, 2026. My name is Bernie Burns. I turned the music up when I was supposed to turn it down. Sitting right over there. She's very upset with me. It's Ashley Burns.
Look, that's the beauty of human art, Bernie, is the mistakes sometimes lead to the best thing, which is the music go up.
Man, I am like I'm having a bad AI day. We have a bunch of AI like headlines in the thing. And I was that drop today was from the movie Heathers. Have you ever seen Heathers?
No.
Christian Slater, Shannon Doherty.
I'm familiar with the movie. I know of it. I can't tell you what it's about, and I can't tell you why I never saw it. It just passed me by.
People will often say, you know what, man? I love this movie, whatever it was in the past. They won't make movies like that today. And then they will just show you the most racist shit of all time, basically, is what that boils down to.
Yep.
Heathers is a movie they could not make today because I feel like they couldn't make it because it's so dark and the way it treats very specifically suicide, there's just no way they would make that movie today. Like even the people that the movie is designed for would tear it apart, you know?
Or you mean like it just treats things completely, flippantly, like it would get torn to shreds on social media?
There was a movie, God, what was it called? Where it was a high school movie and the kids just start randomly exploding. This is recent. This is like within the last 5 or 6 years, I want to say, maybe 10 years. I want to say it came out of Awesomeness TV. It came out of like a web thing.
Hold on. Is this Spontaneous,
I think
a
it's
film
Spontaneous.
from 2020? Let's see. I'm just pulling up the
It's like a grand metaphor
here.
for the death of youth.
Get ready for the outrageous coming-of-age love story about growing up and blowing up. When students in their school begin exploding, literally, seniors Mara and Dylan struggle to survive in a world where each moment may be their last. I love a really good, stupid premise. It's just fun.
Well, Heathers is like literally if you go back and watch it today, and this is actually tied into my thoughts on AI, is now like me even saying the word suicide in this podcast now, it is algorithmically exposed because that word is in the podcast and will be in the transcripts, right?
Right. And so as you know, you have to do the social media thing where it's like you cross the word out so that the algorithm can't see it, even though you can see it's not surprised by anything you're saying.
Or they'll use a different word now. We've changed the
Unalived.
language. Unalived or something like that. And it's interesting how algorithms aren't AI, but they're on that spectrum, right? Of how these machines tweak what we do or what we can and can't talk about.
I mean, algorithm is kind of just what we called AI before AI was the buzzword, right? For a long time, the algorithm was the buzzword, like the mysterious machinery behind the curtain driving it all. But the fun thing about the algorithm that they like to talk about all the time is that not even they know how it works entirely. They can tweak things here and there, but they don't know exactly how the algorithm works, just that it does. It's all very AI coded.
It was like the third
presented.
toe that we dipped in the water, right? For automation. We couldn't have sensors censoring the 2 weeks of footage that is uploaded every single minute to YouTube, right? We couldn't possibly have a number of people to do that, which should tell us that there's not enough people to watch this stuff either, right? That should be a clear indication. So we had to have this automated system in place to protect ourselves, right? And monitor these things. But I just think it's interesting that now the machines are affecting our discourse so much that we're seeing it alter our language.
Not only that, but movies. There's a new movie trailer out for a new Disney movie called Hexed. And I hadn't really been following it, but the discourse around the trailer for the movie is really interesting because people were looking at it and they're going, the way these shots are set up is really weird. Every single thing in the movie is centered. Not like, who's the filmmaker you like who likes to do everything really symmetrical?
Stanley Kubrick. No, you're talking about Wes Anderson.
Wes Anderson, there we go. Not like that. Like the subject is always in the middle and it's always it's designed to be cut down for vertical viewing.
Yes.
And they've changed the way they're making, designing shots for movies. This is an animated film, but the point stands that they're designing the shots because they know it's going to be clipped down for social media. And so they're building the movie around that.
We can never make things easy on ourselves. Like even like USB, the U stands for universal, and it's not at all. Like actually, to put it in perspective, before USB, we had a serial cable and a parallel cable, right? For different devices. That was it. Now for USB, how many cables do we have? We're awash in cables. Like I need a USB-A to USB micro pre-2015.
Right. Or you'll be like, do you have a USB-C cable? And you go, yes, I do have a USB-C cable. What kind?
Yeah, what kind of USB-C? Do you want a fast one?
Do you need USB to USB-C, or is it USB-C to USB-C? And yeah, do you need like the what is it, like the 5 volt or the, it's whatever. Like what speed? Is it the super fast USB-C, or do you need a slow USB-C cable? It's silly.
I need an ambitious USB-C cable. That's the variety that I need. You gotta get down to like qualities of life now. But yeah, same with formats, right? Like I thought we had been through everything with like, we had gone from standard def to high def, which was 720p, then to 1080, now to 4K. Yeah, we're going to 8K or whatever. But it's such a hassle to go between all those different things. But we also went from like 4:3 aspect ratio to 16:9. And there was like 235:1.
We're not shifting again, are we? Is someone messing with the aspect ratios again?
That's what this is. This is just an aspect ratio that is 16:9 on its side.
That's true. That is
like
true.
Now you've got to be ready for that kind of stuff. Like you remember the days when people had 4:3 TVs and you would watch a movie at home and you would get that horrible pan and scan? Was that on your radar at all?
Yeah. Where it's like they that was the alternative to letterboxing. Right, is they if they didn't want to letterbox, if they didn't want to have the bars on the top and the bottom, then they would basically decide like what's important in the shot, and they would like move the footage around.
Yep.
To fill the screen.
They would
so
digitally pan to left and right.
It's so weird.
Yeah, it was really. I think one of the worst ones was the movie Heat, which is like such an anticipated thing where Robert De Niro and Al Pacino were going to appear on screen together. And they're literally at a diner booth, like across from each other.
But you can't see them both?
But if you watch the quote-unquote full screen version of it, which is the 4:3 version of it, it would just pan like hard digital pans. They were not very subtle when they did it, It was like some technician with a joystick going, okay, we'll go back and forth now here.
Right, and they're like, yeah, that's fine, it's done.
Yeah, it was terrible. Where they should have just like probably cut it and like just made edits between the two people talking, but they didn't do it that way.
Yeah, they're not going to like recut the movie for its VHS release.
Yeah. And I want to go back to Heather's too. There's stuff in there that doesn't stand the test of time, right? That's just the 80s. When you had teen movies in the 80s, there's a lot of gay panic stuff in there as well. But just the topic of suicide.
Oh, sure. There's loads of like, like casual misogyny and just like lots of like filthy jokes that would never be acceptable for like teenager stuff now.
Right. But they couldn't even modernize that to cover the main topic, which is just the way teenagers are treated and the topic of suicide for a teenage movie. I just don't feel like they could do that today.
Did you add that to your digital collection? Is that where this came up?
Yes. And some of those movies are getting harder and harder to find as I'm getting deeper into my personal library of things that I want to add. Trying to think, there was I just added like the Nicole Kidman remake of Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
I didn't know there was a Nicole Kidman remake.
Yeah, that one was a little tough to find for some reason. But this AI tear that I'm on was because also there was a story that I wanted to talk about today.
Yeah, so it was this was maybe a week ago. The headline was going around that Niantic, the company that made Pokemon Go, while all of us were going crazy playing Pokemon Go, they were doing data harvesting of everyone who was playing Pokemon Go. Things like photos of like the street corners that you're pointing your phone at when you're capturing a Pokemon or whatever. And they took basically like 30 billion images and videos of these generally dense city centers. And they have now spun off another company, Niantic Spatial, that's been stitching those photos together into essentially data sets for urban robots for like navigation, right? As an alternative to GPS, because GPS doesn't work great in dense city centers.
Yes, urban robots.
I know, quote unquote urban robots.
We're calling them now urban robots.
Well, until they get sold off for more nefarious purposes. There's always a commercial use as well.
Okay, and this is where I picked up this story because there was a bunch of posts on Reddit this weekend, and they all led to news sites that I felt were like lower tier news sites, right? And I'm going to tell you this story here, but before I say this, I can't confirm this, and I'm in the midst of trying to confirm this. Niantic partnered with a company called Vantor. And Vantor, what they do is they take data and they sell it to defense companies, so that the spatial data from Pokemon Go had now made its way into military drones.
Was actually trading like what? Actually military drones for urban warfare?
Here's the blurb. It says militaries are dealing with heavy GPS jamming and spoofing in modern conflict zones. Vantor partnered with Niantic Spatial, the name of the company that owns that data, to use their spatial AI model so ground-based military robotics and aerial drones can navigate entirely without GPS by matching their live camera feeds against the pre-trained 3D spatial data, of which is included the data from Pokemon Go. So I was like, that's obviously a very interesting story. So I tried to find there was a bunch of these news sites that all had the same article, like in the same data set, and they all kind of pointing to each other in a loop.
Okay, so I have found the initial report by the Dutch outlet Trouw. So that link, it does exist.
Okay. Do you know that organization though?
I do not. I don't
either.
follow a lot of Dutch news. So my best thing was using, once again, Google to translate from Dutch into English to even read the thing. But then there was then all the other outlets started picking it up. I have links to those too, because I first saw this when IGN was reporting on it. They've also issued an update that Niantic is denying that their stuff is being used for like military data training. They didn't say they don't have a deal. I'm going to look this up. They didn't say they don't have a deal, because they are working on a deal with this company, but they're like, we haven't trained anything yet. We're still in those early stages. So they're not saying they're not doing it, just that they haven't done it yet.
This became, sometimes when you like look at stuff like this and you start to research it, the story that you're actually talking about unfolds in a different way. And I think now this is a story of how difficult it is to find a piece of information and the source for a piece of information that is being widely reported. And that's a scary place to be in. Why is it now so difficult to find the original source for things?
I mean, that's kind of like been the case for a while with a lot of things. Is it's hard to find any news that's not really recent news. If you're searching for news, like some article from a couple months ago, or worse, a couple years ago, you're trying to find some specific news article, it's so difficult to find because there's so much stuff. And even if you put in as many like keywords as you can and make it as specific as possible, it's still so hard to find in like just all the noise of the internet.
One of the things I love is when we talk about something from 20 years ago, and then when I'm making the podcast, when I edit and I'm listening back to the podcast and editing out flubs and stuff like that, I will look up links and double check and fact check some things we're doing. Always things get through, and we try to talk about those when they do. And I send the links to Ashley for her to post in the link dump. And I always love when I find like an article from something like on CNET in 1999 or something like that. And it's some broken format because the HTML is a little bit different or something.
Do you feel like one of those like archaeologists with the little brush and you're like brushing off like sand off a dinosaur bone when you find one of those pages?
And it feels very real to me, right? When I see it, that feels so much more real to me.
Like this was a time of truth. You weren't allowed to post untrue things on the internet in 1999.
No, right? Yeah, everybody was completely truthful on the internet back in the 90s.
Remember when you weren't allowed to share your name because everyone was weird?
Yeah, I'm working with a group now where everyone uses a handle, and I haven't had that in a long time. I haven't had a really long time. Yeah,
we made a shift at some point, and I kind of feel like we got to shift back. You're nothing without a handle.
These are younger people too. And they're like, yeah, they all use handles. And I thought, that's really interesting. Okay.
Well, maybe the youth are going in for their privacy. They've had it with the Pokemon Go's, and now they're going back to the privacy.
They're wary of the eye of Big Brother watching them with their automated algorithms and everything else. So the other thing that I ran into this weekend, which we talked about a little bit during the sponsor chat, which is also, I hate the way like all this data and data analysis drives our behavior as well. This weekend I was playing World War Z, the video game, because it was a double XP weekend. It was great. But also I play this game that's like what I like to do. After It's a kind of little ritual. After I finish the podcast, I play one match of World War Z, and then I go about my day. It's like a palate cleanser, right?
Right.
Like fight off a swarm of zombies. It's easy. And I've been having a blast playing this, and they just put out some new DLC, and I thought, well, I wonder how many people are left playing this game. I don't have any problems getting a match.
Right, because when did this game come out? It came out 2021.
2021. Okay, 2021. And of all like the Left 4 Dead inspired games, this one I think is really great. I highly recommend it. I have a great time playing it. They do large hordes of zombies better than I've seen any video game do before. And I thought, how many people are playing this game? So I went and go look it up on that Steam DB to see how many concurrent players are playing it. I saw 1,300 players are playing this game. And it's like, all I came away with from that analysis was, that's fine. Who cares? Like, if that was like Marathon or High Guard, like people would be like
blood in the water.
Yeah. And everyone like you're not allowed to enjoy this game. Look how few people are playing this game, you know? And the trend for every game is down and to the right over time, right?
Right.
Because less people play it. But it's fine. But it's like, but I think people let that stuff affect them too much. Even on High Guard, when we got down to like 600 players playing it, I never had problems getting a match, ever. Not even on the last day.
Yeah, I think a lot of times those the player numbers get pulled into the narrative, not as like, look, you're not going to be able to get a match, but as in like, this is a new game, and if this is how it's doing when it's new, how are they going to like make their money back? How's a studio that's got a bunch of employees going to support it if there's only this many people who are even in the pool to spend money on microtransactions?
Mm-hmm.
So I can see how it becomes part of the story, but I don't think it needs to be part of the story as in, can you play this game? Because if hundreds of people are playing, if you never have a problem getting a match, then it's fine.
Right.
And that can be all it takes is like a couple hundred players. If you're playing with, 1,300 players or like 8,000 players is what it says its all-time peak was. It's, believe it or not, World War Z is not doing bad. It's all-time peak, 8,000 players.
Right.
It's 24-hour peak, 3,600.
This right now, 3,600.
Yes, 3,600, not right this second, but that's its 24-hour peak. Right now, there's 1,700.
So they maintained like 50% of their peak almost. Let's call it like 40% of their peak.
Yeah, it's actually been an impressively steady player base for the past 6 years.
But also, if a game came out, I mean, it was a new game at one point. If their peak was 8,000 total at any point in time, anybody else would be like, oh my God, look at this. They took this like Marvel game or this license from this other movie, which they did for World War Z, and they put it here, and it's like there would be blood in the water. But I guess it was like under the radar enough that nobody even cared. Like,
right. Like if you release without hype, you don't have to deal with that.
Its height as a player count is lower currently than what Marathon is, while everyone is like wringing their hands over Marathon. And I get it's Bungie, and it's coming after Destiny and after Halo as well. What I'm getting at here is I think people let this affect them too much, and their enjoyment of something that they would otherwise enjoy.
Yes, like they either let themselves be chased away or they help chase everyone else away.
Right, or I should just like call it what it is. This is how people enjoy stuff sometimes.
It's sometimes by like enjoying the narrative, not enjoying the drama, not the game itself.
Oh yeah, exactly. Here's a dog pile. This is fun. Let's just go in on the dog pile. It's always vexing for me to talk about like the business of video games, because one of the things on this podcast is we have an expert in everything. The business of video games is something in which everyone is an expert, right? And so anytime you talk about the business of video games, all these people show up angry, whatever, emotional.
Always mad,
or disappointed or whatever. Or like, but then they don't say anything either. Like people get mad when you talk about video games.
Well, it's whatever you're saying is wrong, but I'm not going to say anything right.
All I'm saying from this conversation is, don't let the data affect your enjoyment of something. We're so awash in data and a computer telling us what we should or shouldn't like, or a number telling us what we should or shouldn't like. Don't fucking worry about it. Don't worry about it.
You live your manic pixie dream girl best life, okay? You ignore the numbers and you just like stuff.
You scan
like your weird shit.
The data around you for military drones to use at your leisure. You have fun doing that. You farm your turnips in order to push big aggro. Do what you want.
Speaking of dog piles, Bernie, the UK Prime Minister just resigned.
Yeah, that's interesting to me.
And that's it's less than 2 years, I think. UK is going through a lot of prime ministers lately. I mean, this one, I feel like 2 years is longer than the last several have lasted. So, it kind of felt like a nice little break, but My goodness, the UK goes through lots of PMs.
There's a little bit of like FUs going back and forth between the UK and the US right now too, because I believe Trump, before Starmer announced that he was resigning, just basically said it. Stream of consciousness, talking the way he does.
Just like, oh yeah, and then he's going to announce this, and it's like, he's going to what?
I saw somebody refer to that as the final humiliation of like dealing with Trump for Starmer. But then also like coming back the other way now is that, did you see that King Charles is about to release his tax returns?
No, but I did see that was going to happen. I don't know when it's going to happen, but yeah, he's just going to publish them. I think technically, I think he's meant to be exempt, but voluntarily pays in at like the highest possible rate.
Right, and now he's going to transparently, or supposedly transparently at least, reveal all of his tax information, which will be fascinating to see that. But also, it's got to be a little bit of a fuck you to Trump, who literally just was suing his own government, basically, for leaking his taxes, which everyone feels that we should have access to. But somehow that's gone away in the last, like, 10 years. Like, we don't have access to the president's taxes.
Also, didn't he say at some point that he would release them?
I'm sure he did.
Anyway.
I'm sure he did. Yeah.
It's hard to keep track.
Anyway, so crazy day for me. For data and everything like that. But had a great Father's Day yesterday. Hope all the other fathers had a great Father's Day as well.
Had a lovely day to the beach.
Yeah.
Did a little
cookout?
Bonfire cookout and roasted some marshmallows and stuff. Played with the hammock, as fathers want to do. It's nice too, because you get about 30 seconds of this lovely relaxation and then you get jumped on.
I'll have to see. I'll get your permission on two things. First of all, I want to take the kids to sheep shearing tomorrow. And I don't think you're going to let me do that.
Well, that's because it's during the sheep shearing this year. When they could get the shearing team in is during school hours. So you can have Evie because she's in nursery and that's not that serious. But Finn is just finishing up his P2 year. I don't know if they have final exams in P2, but he's going to be in school. So I will pick him up and I will bring him to sheep shearing after. And if they're still going, he can jump on the wool.
Well, she's only 3 years old, so it's not as much fun to throw her in the sheep pen with all the sheep. That's just me at that point. But yesterday, we hooked up. They have like how would you describe that little swing? It's like a flat disc that they lay on. Like
yes.
Yeah. I don't know how to describe it. It's almost like a frisbee suspended at like
it's
4 points.
Yeah, it's like a flat circular swing because it's meant to spin as well.
Yes.
And we just upgraded it. So in the past, we had a tree strap. It's suspended from a tree, and then we would spin it, and it would basically wrap up the strap. And then it would have to, at some point, we'd have to like stop it and turn it the other direction.
Or you wind it up as far as you can.
To unwind the strap and then wind it up the other way. But we're like, that can't be good. It's going to be putting, too much pressure and stuff on the tree limb. So we got one of those like eternally spinning things. I think it's actually meant for like aerialists. For like the Cirque du Soleil ladies that are like in their big hoops, and like spinning and doing all their art and stuff like that.
Think of it like a 360 hinge, so it never winds up. It just
never
spins
winds,
freely.
Spins forever. And I gotta tell you, we might have got one that's too good.
Oh, I love it
because I gave that thing one little twist, and those kids were flying.
Yeah, they were flying. So I spun Finn, and we went to go put in the ducks yesterday, and then he wanted to get back on and spin some more. So I said, okay, here's what we're gonna do. What we're going to do is we're going to spin you as fast as we can, and then we're going to have you run back to the Polaris afterwards. We did like bat drills, and here's him trying to get across the line. And I need your permission to post this.
He can't even walk. Oh, no. Is that good for him?
No, it's great. It's good. Teach him how to run with him when he's dizzy as hell. Wiping out and eating dirt. Eating dirt's always good.
This is training for when he has to fight the urban robots that we accidentally trained in Pokemon Go.
Exactly. Well, that's the thing here is that it's like I want to post this, but I don't want to put our kid's face on because internet because of AI or whatever. It kind of sucks.
Add him to the targeting system.
Yeah. I wonder if we could do a thing. Billie Eilish did a thing, which I greatly admire, which is she set everyone who is following her on her close friends list on Instagram. And people, it was like a year ago she did this. And everyone was calling it this amazing PR move. And it really was. Because everyone like saw that like they were getting green stories from Billie Eilish as opposed to just the regular red stories. Like they were in Billie Eilish's like close friend group. really brilliant. But
my God.
I would love to do that for sponsors. Like, use some kind of filtering thing to like have to where I could post something and I know it's just going out to a smaller group of people. Like, I have no idea how many people listen to the podcast. I mean, I do, but I would have no way to like verify who is or who isn't to put them on the close friends list. So you have to have something in order to like delineate it. I wouldn't want to make it a paid thing, but there's no other way. There's no other line to draw in the sand, if that makes any sense.
Sure. See, why did Billie Eilish add everyone as a close friend on Instagram? This is from April 2004. So she went in.
Wait, 2004, Instagram didn't exist.
2024.
Okay, thank you.
Did Billie Eilish exist in 2004?
I don't think so. I don't think she did.
When was she born? She added everyone in utero.
She's way ahead of the curve. Her first words were algorithm. Okay, I have here Billie Eilish, Pirate O'Connell. Isn't that her
Billie Eilish, Pirate O'Connell. That sounds right.
Anyway, she was born December 18th, 2001. That is your invitation to feel
so she was
incredibly old.
So she was speaking by this point. She was absolutely ready to add everyone to close friends on Instagram in 2004.
I can't wait to find the CNET article that announces her birth later when I'm doing the link time. That'll be great. It's on AOL.com.
This is a crazy article. If you thought you and Billie Eilish had become best friends yesterday, you're not alone. In fact, around 114 million people felt the same after she seemingly added her entire follower account to her close friend story on Instagram.
It's brilliant.
Surely she was using like she didn't do it to all 114 million like by hand, right? Like she worked with them, right?
You don't know that. She's magical. She can do that.
That's
true.
Sure.
Yeah.
She is magical.
Way down.
Or very determined.
She's got young hands. She's born in 2001. Does that make her what? She's not even 25 yet. She's not even 25, Billie Eilish?
Well,
she's like a billion Grammys?
Well, it depends. When's her birthday? Because
December 18th.
Because you're right. She's turning 25 this year, guys. Are we gonna throw her a party?
Jesus Christ. What was I doing at 24?
Probably being an asshole.
Yeah. I don't know what I was doing. I was probably blind drunk at a college party or something like that. So 2 years after I should have graduated or something. Good Lord. Yeah.
Well, we can't all be Billie Eilish.
Oh, I think about that photo of her and her brother Phineas, like at the Grammys, and they've got like 50 fucking Grammys, like too many to hold, you know? That's just insane.
That's when you just like, you bring the flyer wagon and you just put them all in and you just take them in with the wagon with you.
Yeah. See, and they and
if you're born in 2001, you can do that. They just let you.
That would be a totally acceptable wagon to bring on the red carpet. All right, Ashley, who is joining us in the wagon on the red carpet today?
All right, I want to say a shout out to Cedrin Kine and Alex Swan. Thank you both so much for sponsoring this episode of our show and helping us to carry all of Billie's Grammys at patreon.com/morningsomewhere and roosterteeth.com.
All right, well, that does it for us today, June 22nd, 2026. We will be back. Talk to you tomorrow. We hope you will be here as well.
Bye, everybody.